Hello, this is Lynette Seifer. I'm Communications Specialist for the Spencerport School District. Welcome to the 2020 Meet the Candidates Forum portion of our website. We have with us Marcy Clapper, who is the Spencerport Board of Education clerk. She will be overseeing the proceedings and the logistics for Zoom. We'd like to welcome Christopher Ferrari, one of our board candidates. And before we get started, I'd like to just give a quick overview of the format of these sessions. So we're going to be doing 2 minutes for each candidate to have an opportunity to introduce themselves, as well as a reason for running. Then we're going to have 2 questions. The first will be the top priorities as a board candidate. Then the second question will be the challenges that they feel the district will be facing and any ideas they have to overcome those. When time is coming to an end, and if a candidate is still speaking, I will hold up a red card to alert the candidate that time is up. So with that, welcome, Christopher.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, and if you would please just give us a quick introduction of yourself and your reason for running.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Chris Ferrari. I'm a second-year political science and marketing double major at RIT, and I graduated in 2019. I wanted to run for the school board because of my experiences I had at Spencerport. I served on the School Career Advisory Council, Code of Conduct Committee, and the Budget Focus Group. You know, serving on these committees, it really affirmed my passion for public service, and being part of the school board would provide another opportunity to build on the exemplary learning environment that I and many of my other classmates have experienced. You know, our district faces a really big unknown. You know, what is our schools going to look like, and what role will technology have in education? As a student, I have firsthand knowledge of the impact distance learning has on a student's ability to learn. I've experienced what works and what doesn't. You know, the classroom experience really fosters an emotional connection between students and educators. It's really difficult to achieve through a screen. When I entered Spencerport over a decade ago, there's minimal use of technology, but now when I graduated, all grades K through 12 were one-to-one with computer use. And as technology's presence in education increases, we can't forget that technology will never be able to replace, you know, what teachers bring to the classroom. While I'm young, I had the experience that would be needed for the school board. During my time on the School Career Advisory Council, we received a New York State Career and Technical Education endorsement of our business curriculum. We worked on increasing our connection with alumni. On the Code of Conduct Committee, we worked on restructuring sentences related to drug offenses to maximize student learning both inside and outside traditional settings. For 3 years as president of Spencerport's DECA chapter, we worked with the Spencerport Chamber of Commerce to promote and gain sponsors for their annual golf tournament. You know, I believe my firsthand student perspective will be an asset to Spencerport for the next 3 years as we look to reopen schools safely and responsibly, as well as continuing to build on the strong learning environment our district provides. I truly believe the education our students receive is unlike any other in the nation. And, you know, if I'm so fortunate to be elected as a member of the Spencerport Board of Education, I'll always keep in mind the student, staff, and the taxpayer.
Okay, so the first question is, what are your top priorities that you would advocate as a board member?
So obviously, I think the top priority of every board member that is elected for the next term is figuring out how we're gonna, you know, open up schools. And like I mentioned before, the distance learning for me, and I believe a lot of others, just isn't a feasible option for education moving forward because, you know, like I mentioned before, I know the impact teachers bring to the classroom, especially the Spencerport education community. We have such strong staff. We have a lot of dedicated teachers, parents, you know, staff and administrators who are really dedicating themselves so every student can reach their full potential. I think that's really going to be my top priority moving forward. And I think the way we do that is we need to bring everyone in on the conversation. We need to include teachers, parents, and students. You know, we need to get everyone's input to see what has worked with, you know, this distance learning and what really isn't feasible moving forward. And there's a lot of, you know, roadblocks in the way. There's a lot of medical experts who think we're going to get hit with the fall wave of this coronavirus. And if that is the case, then we have to really analyze how we can make distance learning a more feasible way, make it a little bit more effective so we can keep, you know, teachers can keep track of their students and we can keep students accountable for the work they're doing at home because we want to make sure we're not doing our students a disservice. And I think Spencerport right now is really above the curve of a lot of other people. Speaking to a lot of people that I know through Taekwondo, I work at Master Kim's Taekwondo. A lot of their parents, they go to Webster, Brighton. You know, they've said they've been having some issues with this distance learning. Their Teachers are only doing Zoom office hours, where at Spencer, we're really, like I said, ahead of that curve. Teachers are holding, office hours, are doing regular Zoom classes. So I think that's really the big top priority, is making sure we can get students safely and responsibly back into the classroom. And if we get another hit of this coronavirus come the fall, we have to figure out how we can best make the transition back to distance learning and really make sure we hold people accountable.
What are the biggest challenges that you see facing the district, and what ideas do you have to overcome them?
So one of the biggest challenges I see for the district, other than the coronavirus, as I mentioned, is one of my top priorities is I really want to work on tapping into our alumni network a lot more. Superintendent Milgate's been doing a great job starting the superintendent, and during the school to career advisory council, we worked on different ways to keep connecting with our alumni. And I think, we have 1,200 students graduate every 4 years, 300 on average each year. And I think we definitely have we have a really wide set of alumni, that's right here in the Spencer community, we can really connect with students, whether it's be through mentorship programs or shadowing opportunities, or just, I'm a student at RIT. If there's a current senior or someone in the junior, sophomore class, we can really partner them up so they can get a really, more of an insight on the college experience. Because, personally for me, when you go on college tours, they don't really give you the full thing. They give you everything is great, nothing's bad. And I think, current college students can really be transparent for people who are looking to apply. It's also as well as exposing kids to the world of work a little bit earlier on. So if we expose them to different career paths earlier on, at the late elementary or middle school ages, we can, you know, we can work with students to really shape their high school career pathways a little bit more effectively for their 4 years, so they have, the best, they're in the best possible situation to succeed after they graduate Spencerport.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So these videos will be posted on our website following the budget hearing on May 26th, which starts at 6 p.m. So thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me again. I really appreciate it.